say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's give us something to talk about. Something to talk. Let's give them something to talk about. Yeah. Something to talk.
Right, Kung Fu Productions proudly presents The Secret Life of Adults. Hi, welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast. My name is Koji Yankson.
The slower.
Slower.
Secret Life of Adults. Slower.
Oh, there no.
I know, right?
Come inside.
My name is Enima Do, and a big thank you to Old Plaza Hotel for their support as well.
Absolutely. All right. Listen, let's get to it.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go on.
So we're going to talk about cheating today, right? So, as a man, from woman to a man, do men think about cheating a lot?
Not as much as women do, in my experience.
Not as much as women think about their men cheating, or
Yes, you're asking me, do men think about their partners cheating on them?
Yeah.
A lot. Do they worry about being cheated on?
No. Do
Okay.
men think about the opportunity to cheat, their opportunity to cheat a lot?
Probably not at all. Until the opportunity arises.
Wow, okay. The reason I asked you that is because I was thinking and I realized that a lot of women think that their men are constantly thinking and creating ways to cheat. So, for example, your man, boyfriend, whatever, calls you at, let's say, 10 o'clock. And he calls you to say, oh, I love you. Today was a great day. I'm a bit tired. I'm going to work. I'm going to bed. So we'll say, oh, love you too. Get some rest. Put the phone and be like, Why is he calling to say good night? Is it so that I don't text? Is it so that I don't call? Whatever. Or for example, in the middle of the day, he's working and so he doesn't respond to a message for 3 or 4 hours. First thought, he's shacked up with some girl somewhere. Did you know that? A lot of women think like that.
Well, hearing you say it explains a lot to me.
Yeah, for example, why are you in such a good mood?
I've had that before.
Yeah,
I've had that
like
before.
why are you so
questioning
happy?
why I'm so happy. Like,
Yeah.
why are you so cheerful?
Like why? Who is making, like, when we ask you that question, why are you so happy or why are you so cheerful? It's usually us thinking, you've been up to something because
Somebody has cheered you up.
yeah, some years. So yeah,
So you expect me to be miserable?
not miserable.
But
I think-
just baseline sad.
Yeah, not baseline sad. Maybe just
Resting disappointed face.
Exactly.
my
It's
God.
so no, but you know that it's so weird because I thought about it and I realized that that's what we do. Like if we
Jesus
call you, ask, oh, have you eaten? Oh yeah, I have. I had kinky and like, oh, suddenly you're responsible for your own food. Like who fed you? Like what are you up to? What are
Bloody
you
hell.
doing? And then I started to think that do men actually think about cheating as much as we think that you're thinking about yourselves cheating?
Hell to the no. Look, to be honest, 99% of the reason why men end up cheating is because they didn't think enough about it in advance.
Okay.
If they had taken a minute to think that this can happen, they might have avoided it. Right? If we could have really been strategic about it and thought to ourselves, okay, this meeting that I'm going to, this woman will be attending, and I find this woman mildly attractive, and she's been flirting with me. So if I go alone, Charlie, I don't know where it will end. So let me not go alone. Let me tell her to meet us somewhere in public and let me go with my assistant or something. If men thought about cheating that much, we would actually avoid it more.
Wow.
Because the truth is, look, and I don't know, this has been said in so many podcasts that I know it's hackneyed and it's like trite knowledge now. Men are different from women when it comes to how we think about sex.
Yeah.
A man can have sex with his enemy as long as he's aroused. Emotion no day inside. It's a biological thing. So the men who are out there cheating, many of them do genuinely love their women. They do. And in fact, if they had spent enough time thinking about cheating, they would have figured out how to avoid it.
But Kojo, if you love your woman and she's available for you and she loves you back, when that biological need arises, why don't you just reach out to her?
Okay, apart from the fact that it's not always possible. I mean, your woman is not lying at home with her legs open 24/7 just waiting for you to come and have sex with her. So it's physically not the case that your woman is always available. Apart from that, in order for this species to survive, God made us a certain way.
Oh, here we go.
You see, and that's why I'm saying that this thing has been said over and over again. But there's no other reason for it. There's no other reason why a man can ejaculate every 30 minutes.
It's God's fault.
Well, I mean, I didn't make myself.
Yeah, of course you did.
Right? There's no other reason why. So, by the way, I'm not saying any of this to suggest that it now becomes
It's
impossible
I get that,
for a
yeah.
man to be faithful. No. It just means that it is a decision that a man must make and make and make and make and make
Over
and
and over and
make
over.
all the
Maybe
time.
not as much as women.
Right?
Maybe.
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 Because again,
Who
there are
knows?
exceptions. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
God,
There was something else that I wanted to ask you about this. Okay, another thing. Why are people so afraid of being cheated on? And I'm asking this again because if you're in a committed relationship or any sort of relationship, you realize that a good percentage of your conversations, of your time, is talking about the possibility, the probability, the propensity, whatever it is, of cheating. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes we focus so much on the cheating that we don't even enjoy the relationship, because then it becomes a micro-tracking, micro-managing system of just trying to make sure. What's the biggest fear? Okay, so he cheated. Then what?
Okay, well...
Or she cheated. Then
Okay,
what?
so, first of all, I think it is fair for me to say that when cheating happens, men are knocked down by it more than women.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think society has kind of, with things like what I just said about the biology and all that, so society has come to this point where it's kind of like when a man does it, it doesn't seem like as bad a thing
as when a woman
does it. Even though we are also learning that women are doing it more than men,
Yeah.
just not getting caught, right? But when it happens and it's revealed, men are hit heavily by it. So you would think that men would spend more time worrying about it happening, right? But you see, you women have done such a good job of convincing us that you don't really like sex that much, and you only do it because it's a duty and an
Or when we do it,
obligation.
it's because
When
it's
you
just
do-
you.
It's only because of you that I'm being like a little bit of a slut just for you,
And I'm just now learning these tricks.
Yes, I
Yeah.
never
knew
it is,
them.
it
New
is-
channel, YouTube.
It is the sight of you that inspired me to swallow
learn.
your penis with such skill. Yes, so I get it. Women have created this impression in the minds of men that sex is not something that really motivates or guides your actions, right? So because of that, I'm not walking around thinking that my woman is thinking about
Yeah.
cheating. I'm not thinking that at all. And as long as I believe I'm doing the right things, and my woman, the feedback I'm getting from my woman is that she's happy with me, then I'm not walking around worrying that she's going to cheat on me. But I'm the one who should be worrying.
Really?
First of all, because chances are she is cheating on me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the truth. Chances, of course, there are some factors. It depends on her age, right? Yes.
What does
It
age
depends
have
on
to
her
do with
age. I think that today's woman of a certain age, the Gen Zs and the millennials, and of a certain age, they've actually worked out their lives differently from how women used to work out their lives in the past. So they've calculated that they have a certain period of time during which they can be hoes and get away with it, for want of a better word, right? They can sleep around, they can be promiscuous and get away with it
Can I ask
and
you a
settle
question?
down later.
Are you saying, simply put, that you feel that as a woman gets older, the likelihood of her cheating gets lower?
What I'm saying is, a woman will think about promiscuity more at a certain age. That's my view, right? But of course, I'm not saying that when women then hit 30 or whatever, then they become faithful. No, actually.
Should we tell them the truth?
No, I don't think so. I don't actually think so.
Okay.
No, and by the way, if I am conceding that women cheat more than men, then I have to accept that there are women in their 30s, 40s, 50s who are cheating on their husbands. We just don't know. We're not catching them, right? So I have to concede that fact. But what I'm saying
What
is
if you're
that,
not getting calls and it's not happening? So
no, it is happening. You're just not getting caught.
I'm just saying.
If you are,
I mean, I'm okay. So
until
I'm,
Attar you got caught, was he not an armed robber?
wow. Okay. So I turned 40 this year. Most of my
Congratulations.
friends, thank you, are in their 40s, some in their 50s. I have never met a hoe like an old hoe who knows
How
the
to keep it
tricks, the
secret.
skills of the trade, the this false sense of submission and humility and vulnerability, and it's all a scam. It's a scam. We have like, I'm not censored. Those who are doing it have 5 on rotation. 6, 4, 3, whatever. I feel like the older a woman gets, she knows how to take care of her body better. She knows how to take care of her vagina better. She knows how to take care of her space and keeping men in different compartments better. And I think that we underestimate, or we feel like, oh, the younger women, are maybe a bit more vivacious, or they're a bit more daring. But I can tell you, there's a certain sort of inhibition that comes as you're getting older, a certain sort of power in knowing that there's 3 or 4 men that are at your beck and call that you can call at any time. And there's also a power in knowing how to take care of your vagina in such a way that you can sleep with 2 men in a night and you're fine, you enjoy both, there's no evidence of the first one to the second one, and in the morning you're all nice, clear, without infection, and good to go. I feel like I've said too much.
It's fine. Thank you for sharing. But this is the reason why I'm saying men should be thinking about cheating far more
I think so.
than women do.
I think that men
Right.
should. I think that men
and,
should.
and it's a weird juxtaposition because women are thinking about it when the thing they are worrying about is nowhere in that man's mind.
Or maybe it is.
Well, I mean, I don't think I know any guy who wakes up in the morning and when planning his day includes his cheating.
No, I mean, what if
Right.
you have a girlfriend, you wake up in the morning and actually I'm going to go and visit this girl. That's planning your cheating.
Yeah, but that means you've already cheated because she's already your girl. That's why she's in your plan. So you've already done it. You've already,
Okay, I see what you mean.
procured the infidelity. I'm talking about the guy who is not cheating yet.
Procuration.
Yeah. The guy who's not cheating yet. He doesn't wake up in the morning and when he's planning his day, he's like, hey, I need to make some time to cheat today. No. Right? So if you are with a man who is not cheating on you and you are preoccupied, worrying about him cheating, you're wasting your time. But if you are a man, you should be thinking a lot more about whether or not your woman is cheating. Because I think the figures are quite clear. The information we are getting, the education we are getting is quite clear that chances are you are one of 4
It's a bit
or 5.
dramatic. Or
You are
6.
on rotation.
Yeah.
Chances are, right? So you need to be worrying more about
But
it.
also, Kojo, also the thing I think with women cheating is that women cheat more maybe because the men that they're with are not present or are not as mindful of their needs or as aware of their needs.
What you're saying is that when a woman cheats, it's her man's fault.
No, what I'm saying is that when a woman feels the need to cheat, when you ask her, more often than not,
She'll blame
she
the
can
man.
give you, stop! She can give you the specific reason, or she can tell you what Kofi gives her, or what Kweku gives her. And I'm sure maybe men do the same thing. Or what Amma gives her. What Amma gives her that you don't. Because before a woman will cheat, and this is from conversations with other women and stuff, there's usually a thinking. So I think with most women, cheating doesn't just happen. It's not like, oh, the opportunity presented itself and then it happened. I think that when women cheat, it's something that they've thought about and assessed and decided that the opportunity cost of the cheating is worth the drama or whatever that could possibly ensue. I also find that when women cheat, to a certain extent, they've kind of reached a place where they may be okay with losing you, the person they're cheating on. I mean, I'm not saying that's 100%, but I mean, these are some of the things that in conversation you find that women are actually very mindful. So for example, let's say I'm with you, and you're not big on emotional connection. So you're doing everything, but then I need emotional connection. So then I meet Kofi and I find that, we connect emotionally. So I make the decision that, okay, because we connect emotionally, the sex will be great, because then it'll be emotional sex as opposed to the non-emotional sex that I have with you. And that's another thing. I don't know if men know that women categorize sex in that way. That there's emotional sex, there's logical sex, there's sex that's just, to satisfy the time of the month when we're ovulating and we're really horny. There's sex when we need love. And you find that, depending on what you need, you may reach out to different people for it, unless you have the kind of person that you can tell them. I don't know, has somebody ever told you that we categorize sex like that?
No.
Okay. Well.
Although it makes sense. Listening to you say it makes sense, because you categorize everything.
Yep, and also because
plus you provide reasons
Kojo.
for everything.
Kojo, let's not do that. We're trying to, and I'm being honest about it, because the point of this podcast is to tell you how we think, not for you to be judgmental about it.
Oh, please. I don't want you to think I'm being judgmental. What I'm trying to do is to, in the same way that you are telling me what's going on in your mind, I also have to interpret it.
Do you know why it scares me when you respond like that? Because most of the time when we express ourselves to our men, that's their response, and then they don't listen to what we're actually saying. And when we talk like this, what we're actually telling you is that this is what we need from you. So then it shuts down the communication.
I'm with you. But you see,
are you though?
I am.
I'm with you, but
no, I've heard everything you said. It all makes sense. That's the first thing I said, right? That it actually makes sense to hear you explain that sex is not just sex to women, and that there are different needs. That it fulfills different needs at different times. Okay, it makes sense to me. It fits in with what I understand about women, and that's what I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to be judgmental. I was just trying to say, okay, this fits what I understand about women. That you do categorize everything, okay? You do provide reasons for everything you do, okay? And it includes cheating, okay? So, and again, this is not about passing judgment. I need you to try and receive what I'm saying without thinking.
My heart is open and I receive.
Amen. Because look, the truth is, it's my theory. This is my theory. Let's not say it's the truth. It's my theory, my view. That there is a big element of greed in all cheating. Okay? You have something, but you want something more. That is the definition of greed. Okay? Some people think greed is good, right? There's a whole movie about it. But that's what it is. You have something and you want something more. When men cheat, that's what's happening. They have something, they want something more. I believe it's the same with women. But women will explain it in a way that suggests that it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's not greed. It's just that there is a need. That need is real and genuine. It's not being fulfilled.
But do you think it's also because, and sometimes I don't know who to blame, because I'm not going to blame men for this. A woman's capacity or her well of need is so much deeper sometimes.
It's bottomless.
Okay. Than so.
Like, don't even try to compare. It's bottomless.
Okay, fine. It's bottomless, whatever. So then the question becomes, unless you meet, and this is something that T.D. Jakes said this, and it stayed with me. He said there's some people that are like glasses. There's some people that are like bottles. There's some people that are like barrels. And the worst thing that you can do is match yourself, if you're a barrel, for example, match yourself with somebody who's like a shot glass. Because then they don't have the capacity to fulfill the need. I know that...
Sexual mental image coming with that.
Yeah, don't let it.
It's too late.
I got it too now, but yeah.
It goes out to my shot glass.
If it's shot glass, you can hit left, hit right. You don't have to go straight down.
Why did you marry a barrel?
Why did...
Dude. Anyway, back to TD Jakes.
I can't believe you just did that.
There's wisdom here. Come on.
I can't believe
keep
you
going.
just did that. But then, so when you put that against cheating and greed, it's true. But sometimes cheating comes out of need. And yes, the need is secondary to the greed, because then you want to satisfy yourself, because maybe you made the mistake of choosing somebody who did not necessarily fit. But I also find that in relationships that are long-term and there's not a lot of cheating, there's also a certain sort of match in terms of giving capacity, conversations. And so it makes the wanting to go out then become more of like, I've eaten steak, I want to eat chicken. As opposed to, I have steak, I like steak, but the steak is coming in really small portions. So I'm not getting enough of the steak. Because sometimes you can be with somebody and you love them and you want more of them, but they don't have the capacity more of themselves. So you're not cheating because you want something different. You're cheating because I want more of you. I'm not justifying, because I can see the expression on your face.
No. I was going to ask you, which of these two is not greed?
It's all greed, but the point is that, and it's fine for us to say that it's greed, but the point is I'm with you to have my needs met to a certain level. I mean, there's the 80-20 rule, so I can say at least 80% of my needs met. But the fundamental mistake maybe was made in my choice.
Precisely. You see, so in the end, if you cheat and you're honest, you will be able to trace it all back to you.
Yeah. Because
yes.
You're responsible for your choices.
Yes.
But I think it's important sometimes just for not for the justification purposes, but for the understanding purposes.
Oh yeah, and I think you've provided understanding for us when you explained that, sex meets different needs at different times for women.
And the way you do it. So it's the same pig in a hole. You know what I mean? It's the same pig in a hole. It's the same pig in a hole, but somehow, depending on how you do it, your vibe, the movement of your hands across, it can either be, this is a wham bam, thank you ma'am, or this could be, I'm communicating to you that I love you, or it's me pouring my spirit and myself into you. So it's the same pig in a hole. It's just the method that...
I think one of the big things that maybe men need to learn from this, is that because the target is constantly moving, and let's be fair, that's what it means.
No, it is constantly moving.
Yes, the target is constantly moving. So you might meet someone, and this has happened to me before. So I was in a relationship where this woman was a complete submissive, 100% sub. And for someone like me, that's like the easiest relationship to be in, She's a sub, I'm a dom, so I know exactly what to do because this is what she likes, right? However...
I'm sorry, the visual...
Please come back into the room. However, even she is complicated. She's a woman, she's complex. So yes, she's a sub. She wants to be dominated, she wants to be told what to do. But there are some days when she wants it done differently. Yeah. There are some days when she wants you to dominate her lovingly. There are some days when she wants you to ask her how she wants it. So it's a moving target. You can never think you figured your woman out just because on Tuesday you made her come.
But do you know something that annoys me about women?
Tell me.
Is two things. What I'm saying is in two parts. The first part of this is that I feel that one of the most important things a man can ask his woman concerning anything is, what do you need? What do you need? And I love this meme which says, the girlfriend called the boyfriend and said, my shawarma is falling apart. And his response is, okay, do we need a solution or do we need to vent about the shawarma? So awesome when you have the what do you need. But the thing that annoys me about women is then we say, that why do you have to ask me what I need? Why can't you just tell? And then sometimes we complicate it further by saying the fact that you asked me and I told you and you did it doesn't mean as much as if you had figured it out on your own. I'm just going to say that's a completely unfair thing that women do. And it really does not help a relationship when you come and ask me, what do I need? And then it's actually like you've done something wrong because you couldn't read my mind or you couldn't figure out.
It's a problem. I'm glad you make this point, okay? It feels good to hear it. It doesn't solve the problem though, because the problem persists.
We identify problems to solve, so identification is
step one, right?
Step one,
okay.
yeah.
Hey, what?
Baby steps.
On God's green earth is step 2, because the problem persists. Men are still required to guess, because you see, if I ask you, I don't know why, but that's the truth. When I ask, what do you want? It reduces my attractiveness.
Why does it though?
I don't know. That's just the way it is. If I'm decisive and I say we are going for dinner here, somehow that's more attractive than if I say where would you like us to go?
Because it means you haven't thought about where we should go.
But at the same time, if every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I say we're going here, we're going there, we're going here, we're going there. On Friday, she wants me to ask her. But the thing is, I don't know when is Friday.
When to ask and when not to ask.
I don't know when it is that I must come and ask, and when it is that I must make the decision. I don't know when. I don't know what.
So why don't you just ask? Would you like me to decide, or do you have any input?
Because when I ask, it is reducing my attractiveness.
I think.
Right?
I think that's something women have to work on.
Charlie,
because I think that's not fair. I think that's not fair.
But this is the reality.
This is why you need the Holy Ghost. Because he will reveal to you.
Even he has given up.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Look.
But he will reveal to you what your woman needs.
Look, if you're being honest, sometimes even you don't know what you want. Right? So if you don't know, is it fair to expect me to know?
Do you know that I don't agree with that?
That sometimes women don't know what they want?
Do you know why? Do you know why I'm saying that? Because I say sometimes someone will ask me and I'll say, I don't know. Do you know why I'm saying I don't know? Maybe because me telling you what I want at that moment is making me feel too vulnerable. But I find it very rare. Maybe it's my circle of friends, I don't know. That I find it very rare that a woman will say, I don't know. Like, how do you feel about this? I don't know.
It's your circle of friends.
It's mine.
Because everybody watching this thing right now will tell you that is the default setting.
But I'm saying that in the girls, we know that we know. But I will still say I don't know.
Well, what the hell?
Do you get what I'm saying? Because maybe I'm just feeling too vulnerable.
What is that?
Like,
I'm trying to ask you, should we have Ghanaian food or do you want steak? Where is the vulnerability here?
Because maybe I don't want steak, I don't want Ghanaian food, I want ice cream and I want waffles. But then you already told me 2 days ago that I was looking a bit fat in my skirt. So I don't want to tell you that I want ice cream and waffles, and that when the ice cream goes on my face, I want you to lick it off my face and tell me you love my fat, chubby self.
I need paracetamol.
Why do you need paracetamol?
Because you're giving me a headache. And this is not even a relationship I'm in. Right? I'm just listening to you describe your life.
Yeah, but you understand how freeing it would be for us if we could just tell you?
So just tell me.
No, I can't, because then you'll probably say, well, yeah, you are a bit too fat, so maybe we should go and do the steak and you can have a steak and a salad. And then it's like, okay, fine. Well, now I don't feel attractive, but what I really want is ice cream and waffles. Or maybe, you know what, I want to eat steak, but I don't want to wear a bra.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, then can we accept that if this is the nightmare landscape that is going on in your brain, then it is not fair for you to expect me to guess?
I said that from the beginning.
Good. So if we can accept that it's not fair for you to expect me to guess, then it's your fault that you are not getting what you want. It's your fault.
But it's also your fault too, because you should not have told me I look chubby. You should have lied and said I'm perfect. Because then maybe I would have felt more confident to tell you I want ice cream and waffles.
Okay, so this is it. This is where the record was set. Where a woman said it's your fault that you didn't lie. It's here. This is where it happened.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said. I should have lied and
Does
said.
it not make sense to you what I'm saying?
No. It doesn't even make sense to you.
What you mean? It makes perfect sense to me. I understand that if you ask, Kojo, I'm going to tell you this. 99.5% of the time, if I tell you, you ask me a question, I tell you, I don't know. I'm lying. I know. I've thought about it. Our minds are like the Matrix. Like, we know. The thing is, am I feeling safe? Am I feeling confident? Are you going to judge me? There was one morning, I was crying. Why was I crying? Because I had watched an Instagram video of a pastor who had died. And I was wondering who was going to look after his twin boys. They were like 12.
So you were having a Father Bernard moment.
So I was so upset, and in my feelings, I couldn't tell anybody at that moment that, why are you so upset? Because some pastor in Nigeria who I don't know has died, and I've seen a picture of his twin boys in church, and I'm wondering who is loving them. If I told you this, you came and met me in a fit of tears, and I told you this, do you know the look you would give me? Meanwhile, I probably haven't paid my mortgage. I probably have to think about my own children. I'm probably whatever. But that's the thing that has caught my attention this morning.
So you appreciate that the thing you are thinking of that's making you cry is not rational.
Why is it not rational? Why can't we be empathetic?
Because if then you should be able to tell me.
It will make sense to you.
If you think it's a valid thought you're having, that makes sense. You should be able to tell me.
Is it not a valid thought?
It's a valid thought. It's not a valid reason to cry.
It's
a valid thought.
You see, you're judging me. That's why I'll just say, that's why when you ask me, why are you crying? I'll say, I don't know.
Because it starts staring bonkers.
It's not bonkers.
Do you know what? I want out of this podcast.
Why?
I'm feeling very worried and
all right,
concerned.
fine. Well, then we won't do this again. So bye.